Welcome to the RoxFilm Festival Daily Reads. We are having these readings each weekday at noon. We will start with introductions of our writer and cast.
Hi, everyone. My name is Thato Mwosa. I am the writer of In a Heartbeat. And I can't say much about it. I will let you guys just listen to it and we can have a nice discussion.
Hello, my name is Lawrence Evans. I'm the narrator and I'll be playing Randall.
Hi, my name is ANDREA LYMAN and I will be playing Linda.
Hi, my name is CHIONISO JAKAZI. I'll be playing the mystery woman in Tessa.
Hi, everyone. My name is Victoria OMOREGIE, and I will be playing Tumi.
Hello, everybody. My name is ABDUL-KAREEM OSENI, and I will be playing the barista and a shadowy man.
Hello, my name is RICARDY FABRE. I'll be playing Chris.
Hi, my name is Brenda Ray, and I'll be playing Amani and Pauline.
Hi, everyone. My name is Chris Everett, and I will be playing Maricel.
Hello, my name is CARMEN DILLON, and I will be playing Dr. Chin.
In a Heartbeat, a feature screenplay by Thato Mwosa. Exterior, downtown Boston, day. Downtown Boston is abuzz with life, bumper-to-bumper traffic, beeping car horns, pedestrians swarming the streets in opposite directions, rushing to their destinations. The sun peaks between two skyscrapers, greeting the horizon, signifying the end of a busy day. Interior, Pratt and Satchel Advertising, day. Tumi Paulding, roughly early 30s, rises from behind the desk in her very swanky high-rise office. She is self-assured, but accessible. Her presence is felt in every room she walks in. Her brown skin shimmers at the sunset light seeping through the window. A parade of advertisement trophies rest on the floating shelves on the wall. Tumi's boss, Linda Satchel, a preppy late 50s white woman, pops her head in. Linda is a corporate badass who has broken some high glass ceilings.
You're leaving?
Yeah, I sent the ad script earlier. Did you read it?
That's why I'm here. I thought it was great. Just minor changes. I'll email you the notes.
Tumi grabs her bag and heads to the door.
This deal is huge. Millions are on the line, and I'm glad you're on this one.
Have I ever disappointed?
Never.
They exit. Exterior, street, day. Tumi passes a tree on a sidewalk. A poster of a missing 5-year-old Black girl is pinned to the tree. She glances at it and passes by. Sheba Cafe has an opening sign that still hangs above the door. Interior, Sheba Cafe, day. Tumi checks the coffee selection. A youthful barista approaches from behind the counter. She has a cheerful disposition.
Hey, what can I get you?
Can I get an iced chai?
Sure, 1 second.
Barista goes to prepare the two drinks. Suddenly, a woman in her 50s enters from behind the counter. She floats in like a peacock. Her natural hair is perfectly coiled into a bun. Around her neck hangs a luminous Ethiopian cross silver necklace. Tumi and the woman connect eyes for a long, freezing moment. No words exchanged. A flicker of recognition. The woman attends to a man standing by the counter.
Hello, welcome to Shiba Cafe. What can I get you?
The barista brings the coffee to Toomey. She grabs the chai and pays with cash.
Thank you. You can keep the change.
Toomey heads to the door, but before exiting, her eyes meet the woman's eyes, lingering for a second. Interior, kitchen, night. Toomey stirs something in a steaming pot. Her live-in boyfriend, Chris Marlin, late 30s, chops assorted veggies. Chris oozes with charisma. His mahogany skin body is sculptured to perfection. Toomey sips her red wine.
There was something about her. I feel like we've met before.
Then why didn't you ask her?
I don't know. I felt like I knew her, and not in a friendly knew her, but like really knew her. Some kind of closeness. I can't even explain it.
Maybe you're adopted. She could be your real mother.
Yeah, not funny, Chris.
Just joking.
Chris hands Toomey the veggie in a tray.
Babe, the recipe said thinly chopped.
These onions are fine.
Toomey sighs and rechops the onions, dumps them in the steaming pot.
All right, should be ready in 20 minutes.
Chris grabs a beer, pops it open, and takes a sip. They head to the living room. The living room has a minimalist contemporary style. Off-white modern sofas, a 60-inch flat screen TV hangs over a white marble fireplace mantel. Large modern African arch canvases cover the walls. This is the kind of living space one sees in the pages of architectural magazines.
So they gave you Fenty Cosmetics, huh?
Is that a surprise? I'm the only Black exec there, so naturally.
Chris takes a lean against the kitchen counter.
Have they ever given you non-Black owned accounts like Chanel or Lily Pulitzer?
Nope. And to be honest, I do enjoy creating ads for my community. You know, I feel like I'm speaking to them in a way that they'll understand. And I mean, Fenty is founded by a Black woman. How amazing is this that I get to lead the account?
Toomey pours herself some more wine.
Black woman beauty products buying power is huge. I love that I direct that money to Black-owned businesses. Putting our money in communities is how our people will build generational wealth.
Amen. I know you're gonna rock this.
I know I am.
Interior, Toomey's bedroom, night. Toomey delicately wipes makeup from her face while she checks her reflection in the mirror. She turns her head to the sound of a toilet flushing in another room. Toomey settles next to Chris in bed. She turns off her side lamp. Toomey dozes off. Begin dream. Exterior. Undisclosed location. Open field. Day. An open sunflower field. A voice of a young girl singing. Then a blurry vision forms. A sunflower held against the sunlight. Two men walk toward the camera. Girls, POV, with a sack. The sack covers the camera. Screams. Rapid and bumpy movement. Now muffled screams. A car engine rams. End of dream. Interior. Toomey's bedroom. Toomey's eyes snap open. Her face percolates with sweat as she gulps down deep breaths. Chris's snores reverberate around the room. She checks the clock. 3 a.m. Toomey climbs out of bed and heads to the bathroom. Toomey runs the faucet and splashes her face, checks her reflection in the mirror. She closes her eyes. Flashes of her dream appear. She hears the child's muffled screams. Toomey heads back to the bedroom. She tosses and turns. She can barely sleep. She lays there staring at the ceiling and the clock. Interior, kitchen, day. Toomey drags herself to the kitchen, yawning, hair disheveled, eyes puffy. She helps herself to a glass of water and observes squirrels climbing up in the oak outside her window. Chris enters.
So you're taking today off?
Yeah, I don't know how I'll function.
You know dreams are just random electrical thoughts that pull from our day-to-day images and memories. I wouldn't stress about it.
Well, it seemed so real.
Chris turns on the kettle.
Almost like I was there.
Chris grabs a cup of coffee from the cabinet and goes to the instant coffee. Toomey raises her eyebrow.
Yoga and meditation.
Maybe.
Chris sips the coffee and instantly spits it out. He dumps the whole thing into the sink.
Ugh, it's like hot Kool-Aid.
Interior, Sheba Cafe, day. Toomey enters the cafe. The barista attends to her.
Can I have an iced chai with almond milk, please?
Toomey scans the cafe for the mysterious woman as the barista prepares her coffee. Barista brings the coffee.
Thank you.
$12.99.
Toomey swipes her card.
Yesterday there was a woman, tall, she had a bun. I think she works here.
Oh, she's actually the owner.
Oh, well, is she in?
She just left. Do you want me to leave a message or something, or?
No.
Barista shrugs and gives her attention to a customer behind Toomey.
Hey, what can I help you with?
Toomey exits the cafe. Exterior, Jamaica Plain Street, day. Toomey phone rings as she crosses the street. She checks the screen and it says, Mom. She ignores it. The phone rings again. She sighs. She presses ignore. A text beeps. She checks it. On Toomey's iPhone screen, text from Mom. Why are you ignoring my calls? Text from Toomey. I'm in the middle of a Zoom meeting right now. Can I call you later? Text from Mom. I don't have all day. Toomey shakes her head and sends a smile emoji. Interior, Suja, joint restaurant, night. Toomey and Chris are seated across her queer best friend, Marisol Gonzalez, Afro-Latina with cropped hair and piercing brown eyes, and her wife, Amani Blackwood, a Black woman with an unusually symmetrical face. Marisol shows pictures on her phone.
We slept in this tent and we could hear the lion roar at night. I almost peed my pants.
He's such a wimp.
I was like, get me the hell out of here. I wasn't gonna die on my honeymoon.
Listen, the lion was so fucking far from the camp, I wasn't even worried. Besides, our guide told us the lioness was in heat or something.
Or it was coming.
It was magical.
Oh. I'm so glad you convinced us to honeymoon in Kenya. Look at how close we were to the animals. I mean, look, and there they are, roaming free in their natural habitat, happy.
Toomey grabs the phone and slides through the photos.
You know, I remember one day when we were on a safari in South Africa and a mama giraffe chased our car half a mile. It was scary and hilarious, but she was protecting her baby, you know?
Wow.
When are you going to take me to the motherland, Mama Africa?
One day soon, babe.
Toomey hands the phone back to Marisol.
So what's up with you? Did you get the promotion?
Toomey shrugs her shoulders.
Look, if you have a job stressing you the fuck out and making you look like a zombie, you should quit.
But I don't look like a zombie, do I?
No, dummy, you don't. But You sure have bags under your eyes. And just like back in college, when you used to be out late partying until 1 a.m. and then coming back to study until like 4 a.m.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Chris, I'm the keeper of Tumi's secrets. You better suck up to me and I'll fill you in on all her spicy shenanigans.
No, you won't.
Seriously though, you look like you haven't slept in days.
I mean, you're right. It's nothing to do with work though. I've just been having some weird dreams.
Huh? You know what? I have something that may help.
Marissa reaches for her bag and searches inside. She hands Tumi a packet.
Indica gummies. I call them in the couch. You get it? You know, as soon as I put my head on the pillow, I am out. Try them.
All right, thanks, hon. I'm gonna try anything, even in the couch.
Marisol raises her glass of wine.
Here's to us, to friendship, love, to good sleep, and kicking fucking ass.
They all toast.
Us.
A young waiter comes in and takes their order. Exterior, Boston streets, night. Marisol and Amani climb into their SUV car, wave from their windows, drive off as Tumi and Chris watch the car disappear into traffic.
Can we just walk? I just need some air.
Sure.
They walk for a couple blocks. Tumi opens the gummy bag and takes one and gives one to Chris. They stroll along the sidewalk. They get high. Quick shots. Chris carries Tumi as he runs along the sidewalk. Onlookers shake their heads. They go into a bodega and buy drinks. They gulp down the drinks and play the toss and bottle game. They enter their apartment complex. Interior, bedroom, night. Tumi and Chris strip off their clothes and make love on the couch. Tumi is on top. Later, Tumi tosses and turns in her sleep. Dream. Looking through the sack, she sees two shadowy figures shake hands and chat. But the voices are muffled. One of the men drags the girl and she lets out a scream. Bedroom. Tumi wakes up from her nightmare and checks the clock. It's 3 a.m. Chris wakes up.
Nightmares again?
It's been 4 days. The same fucking dream every night.
The gummy didn't help?
No, maybe this apartment is just haunted.
No ghost here. I checked under the bed last night.
Tumi teasingly hits Chris with a pillow.
I need to go back to Dr. Chin. Hopefully she has a slot for this week.
Interior, therapist office, day. Tumi faces Dr. Chin, an Asian therapist with the cascading jet black hair. She wears a bold red lipstick that calls attention to her striking face. She takes notes.
Reoccurring nightmares often have an underlying cause. It could be stress or anxiety, sleep apnea, medication side effects, results of substance abuse. Is something stressing you out?
No, not really, other than work, which is, pretty typical, I think. But minor things like my mom.
How is your relationship with her?
Stress. I mean, it's okay. I love her, but I can't be with her for longer than 2 days. My dad is chill, though.
Dr. Chin writes a note and waits for Tumi to continue.
I had a pretty good childhood, nothing out of the ordinary, but I had a heart condition and I got an operation to fix it, though.
How old were you?
I was 1.5 years old. I don't really remember. All I know is that I have a scar right here. My parents poured all their love into me, but I just feel like sometimes I suffocate and, I need some breathing space. And that's why I moved to Boston after graduation.
And how often do you drink per week?
Occasionally, during dinner.
So do you find yourself drinking to reduce the stress?
Sometimes.
Well, what about drugs?
Just CBD gummies every once in a while.
And how often do you take gummies?
It's not connected to the gummies, okay? These dreams have been coming for 4 nights. I didn't take a gummy until last night.
An alarm
Could
beeps.
be
Dr. Chin
alcohol.
silences it.
I want you to take a note of when these dreams happen. What happens in the dream, what you take or do during the day.
An alarm beeps. Dr. Chin silences it.
Uh-oh, our time is up. I'll see you next week.
Tumi looks frustrated. Exterior, park, day. Tumi checks her phone and sees she has missed several calls from Linda. She braces herself and FaceTimes.
Where are you?
At the park getting fresh air.
Are you serious?
Would you rather I lie to you?
No, it's just that I need you to finish the presentation and the report. Look, I get that you need a mental health day and all that. The thing is, we need to see this presentation with Fenty before we meet with them. And you're the lead, and you've been AWOL.
Okay, I'll finish by Friday. I've just been having...
Tumi pauses and looks at the ducks swimming in the pond.
Never mind.
Look, Tom liked the script, and I know you're trying for partnership.
Mm-hmm.
Just get us this deal, and you'll be solid. Look, I gotta go. We'll connect next week. Enjoy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you too.
Tumi hangs up, takes a deep breath, and closes her eyes. Exterior, pharmacy, day. Tumi checks out sleep aids when a woman's voice startles her.
They don't work.
Tumi is face to face with the mystery woman from Sheba Cafe.
I tried them all. They don't work.
You're the owner of Sheba Cafe, right?
Why, yes. I saw you the other day. Do I know you from somewhere?
Well, I was going to ask you the same thing. I'm sure we've crossed paths before.
Maybe in our past lives.
Yeah, maybe.
You have trouble sleeping?
Yeah, it's really bad.
I'm an insomniac too. I feel like I haven't slept in 28 years.
Tumi places the sleep aid back on the shelf.
A warm bath, pour in lavender oil and Epsom salts, then massage yourself with the lavender oil. A little bit of bergamot to help you with what troubles you.
Did that work for you?
For some time. I'm Tessa Vector. You are?
Tumi Sin Paulding, but you can call me Tumi.
African?
Yeah, my mom is from South Africa. My dad is from the South. I take it you're from Ethiopia?
Yeah, came here in 1998. I guess I'll see you around.
Yeah, see you around.
Tumi watches Tessa walk away. Exterior, African Healing House, night. Tumi strolls along the deserted streets. A few cars zoom by. She passes by the African Healing Center. She reads the posters plastered on the window. One of the posters mentions that the healer helps decipher dreams. She shakes her head and proceeds on to her destination. Interior, Tumi's bathroom, night. Tumi is submerged underwater, then emerges. her drenched hair plastered to her face. She ties it back, leans against the edge of the tub, and closes her eyes. Meditation music serenades the air. 4 votive candles at the foot of the tub emit a faint light. Tumi takes deep breaths in and out with her eyes closed. Later, interior Tumi's bedroom, night. Tumi grabs bergamot incense oil, mixes it with the lavender oil, and massages the oil into her temples. She lies down next to Chris, who is reading a book.
Good night, hon.
Dreams.
He kisses her. Chris turns off his side
Meow.
lamp. Tumi closes her eyes. Later, dream. The child, POV, looks down at her with red polka dress and bare feet. The room is foggy and her vision is off focus. Mama! A shadowy man approaches.
It'll all be over soon.
The shadowy man moves away and dials a number.
Montino. Montino.
The shadow man approaches. She lets out a muffled scream. End of dream. Tumi jerks up from her nightmare. She checks the clock and it's 3 a.m. She turns on the light, on the night light, and grabs her notepad by the dresser. She writes, Mama, Patina. Tumi gradually climbs out of the bed and exits the room to the kitchen. Tumi grabs a box of chamomile sleepy tea and turns on a kettle. She checks her phone and discovers notifications of multiple missed calls from her mom. She sends herself a reminder to call back. Tumi turns off the whistling kettle and pours the hot water into a cup. She heads to the living room. She sits on the couch, places the cup on the coffee table, and grabs her computer. She opens her presentation for the Fendi cosmetic ad campaign and continues working on it. Later, Chris taps Tumi on her back. She wakes up, disoriented.
Oh, what time is it?
It's 7. Don't you have an 8 a.m. with your therapist?
Oh, right.
Looks like you managed to sleep.
Barely. I'm condemned to eternal doom.
Stop it. No, you're not.
When I come back from the therapist, let's go see my parents.
A day early?
Maybe that's what I need. Maybe these dreams have something to do with my parents, something I have to resolve, maybe.
Tumi rises from the couch, grabs her now cold cup of tea, sips it, but grimaces. Inside, interior, therapist's office, day. Dr. Chin takes notes as she listens to Tumi.
Okay, so the lavender bath helped for a bit. I fell asleep right away, but then and dreams came back.
Dr. Chin nods, egging Tumi to keep talking.
And at least I have a name. Pantino.
Do you
Tumi
know any
shakes
Pantinos?
Tumi shakes her head.
There was a boy with the last name Pantino in middle school. He was an annoying prick. But he passed away in a car crash when we were in high school. May he rest in peace, you know?
Dr. Chin takes notes.
But Chris and I are going to see my parents today early.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, I'm sure my parents will be thrilled.
Are you thrilled?
It'll be nice to sleep in my old bed. Maybe I'll actually get some sleep.
Dr. Chin nods and takes notes. Interior, exterior, car, day. African jazz blares on the car stereo as they drive. Toomey closes her eyes and dozes off as Chris eyes her. He changes music to play easy, sleep meditation music. Interior, exterior, Connecticut highway, day. The car swerves to the exit that says, "Welcome to New Haven." Chris drives through the tree-lined farmhouse towns as the GPS voice guides him. Toomey snores deeply. Exterior, Pauline's house, day. The car approaches a 3-story yellow Victorian. Chris parks beside a black Mercedes-Benz SUV. He observes Toomey for a moment. Her mouth is slightly agape. Soft snores release in intervals. Chris is amused. Pauline emerges from the door, waves at Chris, and motions for him to come in. Chris climbs out of the car.
You must be Chris. I'm Dr. Pauline, Toomey's mom, but you can call me Pauline.
Nice to meet you, Pauline.
They shake hands.
Is she on the phone?
No, she's sleeping. She hasn't been sleeping well lately.
Pauline approaches the car to peek at Toomey. Chris pops the trunk open and grabs the bags. Later, interior, kitchen, night. Pauline slices veggies. Toomey walks in wearing sweats.
Look who's up. I hope you had a great nap.
Toomey approaches and embraces her mom.
So nice that you could come a day earlier.
Yeah, you know, I needed a change of scene.
Toomey grabs an apple, takes a bite.
I see. I'm glad we finally got to meet this Chris you've been hiding from us. He's
Yeah, very articulate. Gosh, mom, that's what white people say when they meet a well-spoken Black person. Kind of insulting.
It's a compliment. They say that about me all the time. Where's he from again?
So he grew up in Newton, Mass. Where is he and Dad?
They went to get firewood for tomorrow.
Dad drove?
It's only 5 minutes away.
So how is he doing?
The drugs he's taking now seems to be making him better.
Okay, and how are you?
Coping as best as I can, given the circumstances.
Pauline wipes the countertop.
Retirement is a good thing, you know. I guess I had no choice. Besides, I was becoming that professor whose classes nobody wanted to take anymore. Anyway, why do you keep ignoring my calls? I feel so sad when you do that. I mean, we're out here alone and your dad and I are getting old.
Mom, you know how busy my life gets.
Too busy to call your mom back? What if I drop dead tomorrow? How would you feel about that?
Okay, Mom, you're not going to drop dead.
I'm 65 with high blood pressure.
Can we have fun? I don't want to get into it with you, Mom. It's really messing with my vibe right now. Besides, when I don't call you back, it's not as if I don't love you.
Well, it sure looks like you don't.
Later, interior, living room, night. Toomey is cozy on a couch with Chris. Pauline is on a single sofa, while Randall Paulding pokes the wood in the fireplace. Toomey holds a SAWA African trivia card game.
All right, so I got one for you. Who was the first African woman to win an Academy Award?
I know. Is that girl from Kenya, Latunda or something?
No.
Lupita Nyong'o.
Wrong.
Wait, Who was the first then?
All right, are you ready for this? Charlie's Theron.
Chris, you believe that?
You got to be kidding me. She ain't African.
She's from South Africa. White people are from South Africa too.
Listen, don't get me started on this. I'll need my blood pressure pills.
Toomey and Chris chuckle. Toomey holds up the history and politics SAWA card.
All right, Dad, this one is for you. Okay.
Randall settles in his rocking chair, facing the fire.
What sport did Nelson Mandela play?
Randall opens his mouth, but words stayed lodged in his throat. Everyone in the room exchanged glances.
Who is Nelson Mandela?
The room is silent.
That name sounds familiar.
Toomey and Pauline exchanged glances.
Randall, maybe it's time to call it a night.
Yeah.
Good night. See you in the morning. Make sure you put out the fire when you're done.
All right, I will. Good night, Mom.
Pauline and Randall exits. Toomey sighs, takes a sip of her wine.
Man, he wrote a whole book on Nelson Mandela. It's really sad seeing him this way. You know, every year he just loses so much.
Toomey sips her wine again.
End of scene. We welcome all the actors back, and as well as Thato, our writer.
You'd have to ask.
Okay. So we're gonna open it up. Thato, how did it feel hearing your words aloud?
It was great. It was amazing. This is the first time the script has been read out by professional actors. They did a great job, and it was nice to see the characters come alive. And so, yeah, thank you, everyone. That was awesome. And
was there anything that that you heard and it's like, I didn't think of it that way, or this I like? Anything that you would change or that was different from what you thought? I'm trying to think. I don't think there was anything that I thought it flowed really well. I thought some of the things that especially with Toomey, who is like in every scene. So I imagined it differently, but then she did, her performance was different to how I imagined it. And I thought, oh, that's actually good. So there were moments where in my head, she had a different attitude, but whatever Victoria did with Toomey's character it was nice. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a bit about the origins of this piece and where you would like it to go? What more you'd like? Yeah. So this piece, I wrote it. I'm trying to kind of. So I was thinking about. I had spent like a year reading Toni Morrison. I'm in a Toni Morrison book club, and I think I didn't realize that it influenced me after reading Toni Morrison. I've never done anything that's connected to the supernatural. So after
after a year of Toni Morrison, I just wanted to write differently, and I wanted to explore a different genre. And one of the things that has always fascinated me was this, the differences between Western approach to psychology and also our African spiritual healing. And historically, I always felt that at least the narrative from the West, you know, there's something, the way African heroes, you know, like they're called witches or something, there's always like a negative connotation, but I wanted to kind of like readdress it in a script in a way that I give it a little more respect, because in our culture, we have both. We are religious and we go to hospitals, we have like Western medicine, but at the same time, we respect our African, you know, spirituality. And I wanted to kind of like go into that a little bit and show the different approaches. That's why she goes to, you know, at the beginning, you only see her go to a therapist, but then when that doesn't work, she has to now explore a different kind of healing that will work for her. So I wanted to kind of explore that a little bit in a screenplay, but the underlying theme was also like the missing Black girls who are often underreported by the national media. So that's one of the reasons why when she walks by, part of it is like, that's what we do, like the society, like just in general, there's posters of these kids or there's news reports of these kids, but there isn't enough attention on missing Black girls. So that's another underlying theme that is connected to this whole story.
So somebody had asked, do we find out why she's not sleeping and is the barista giving her something? But is that, so is the missing girls, is that why she's not, or is that a secret? Is that a spoiler alert thing? Is that why she's not sleeping?
It's a spoiler alert, but there's definitely a spiritual connection to, no, the barista isn't giving her something. The woman that she meets has something to do with her dreams. The Shiba Cafe woman has something to do with her dreams. So that's why the first meeting they had this connection that they couldn't explain. But then that night, that's when her nightmares began. So it's almost like she aroused something in her that was dormant for many, many years. And in the story, we along the way, the African healer is going to sort of help her decipher those dreams, because there's a message from the other world that she needs to kind of figure out to fix whatever is happening in the current, like in her world or in the current world. So there's
oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. It's funny because Chio's brother is my mother's godson, and he's from Zimbabwe. And I remember he stays with us a lot of times throughout his life. And one time, you know, he had a headache or something. I said, "Oh, well, we have, you know, ibuprofen." And he said, "Oh, you're Americans. It's always a drug. I don't need to take a drug. Just have a headache." You know, and it's like, oh, and I hadn't thought of it. But yes, when we have pain, we need to say, "Oh, what medication can I take?" It's not a thought of, I'm in pain and I'm just in pain and that's that. So
Yeah.
the whole African healer thing and without the drugs is, you know, it made me think of that.
Yeah, and I think well into the script, then the therapist sees a different problem. She prescribes drugs for her because she thinks she's bipolar, you know, because now her dreams are keeping her awake enough to act a little erratic and also hallucinate during the day. And her thing was to give her the drugs, and but then there's this, you know, like, so for me, it's sort of like, what do you do when you have and I think for us, we exist in this dichotomy of two different approaches to medicine, and it somehow it works well. I think in general, especially in Africa, where we never let go of our practices, even though there was like colonialism and some of those things were imposed upon us, or we're told that this works better than what we've done. But, you know, some things work, some things don't work. You know, I look at cancer. Cancer can be treatable using, you know, chemotherapy, which is Western medicine. But then there's other things that other people do in those communities. And it's not just Africa. I'm talking about Haiti, the Caribbean, and, you know, New Orleans has a lot of, you know, spiritual, Black spiritual healing houses. So I kind of wanted to explore a different genre and explore this topic a little more.
Mm-hmm. Do any of the actors have any feedback? How do you feel about doing your roles?
I think that I feel that the dialogue flowed very well. I was very impressed with the dialogue and how well it flowed. And it was comfortable to read. You know, I didn't have to struggle with it.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else? Any comments?
Yeah, I felt like Tumi's character was very relatable. I feel like there are a lot of people who are sort of in the same shoes and are trying to figure out how to navigate their health. And yeah, I really appreciate how you brought those perspectives of, you know, Western medicine as well as medicine in Africa. So yeah, I appreciate that.
Also, even in Boston, there are people who they treat people with some of the Caribbean and the South medicines or rituals. I attended some of them myself. Yeah. So it's not just in the South. It's not just in the South. It's in other places too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, it's you.
Yeah, I really like how fluent, you know, the dialogue is. I really like the story. I fell in love with it only because there's a lot of elements of like African spirituality. Me as a Nigerian, and my parents, you know, they're from Nigeria. My mother, she's more of like a hardline Christian. So like, you know, of course, like her perception of like African spirituality is different. But, you know, me being open-minded, you know, I like how this kind of opens like the floodgates to like how dreams, like how our subconscious works, especially how, you know, like sometimes we feel like, like sometimes when we're in a dream, we see somebody that we never met before, or we probably met them once in our lifetime. And I like how it touches bases on that particular thing too. And especially if you're spiritual and you feel like your intuition is like telling you something. And I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of fun reading my character. I thought she brought some levity to it, to the play, to the screenplay. And I really, after I got to the end of what we had to read today, I was just so invested in like, okay, where's the rest of the story? So I'm looking forward to seeing what comes of this.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I would love to second that.
Yeah, it is a complete story, and the script, I think, is I've submitted it to a few screenwriting labs, and we'll see what happens. But if anyone wants to read the complete story, I can email it to you.
Oh yes, I definitely would love to. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm trying to charge my computer.
Sure. Tell us a little bit about that process, because when you said that, I realized, oh, I hadn't thought of it that way. I guess I thought, oh, you write it and then you try to cast it and do something like if you're doing an indie, whatever. But it seems like your process is you write it and then you submit it to other screenwriters. I mean, tell us about this process.
So I think it's just, I mean, I've tried this, sorry, I'm trying to, yeah, so I've tried to do this before. There are some screenwriting labs that you can take your film to. Sorry, okay, I'm good. You can take your script to, but you have to be accepted. So for me, it's just, I've never been accepted in a lab, but whenever I have a feature screenplay, I just send it. It doesn't mean anything for me because I'm a writer, director, and producer. So whether or not it gets picked up, I think if it gets picked up, it'd be good because what happens in the lab is you get to work with more professional like producers and executives that help shape your screenplay. And sometimes what happens is you then get investors, people, because the investors and film producers are always looking into those elite labs to see what stories are out there, what screenplays they would want to produce. So I think at the end of the day, the lab that gives you more access, and that's more like the Hollywood way. But am I going to sit and wait if it doesn't get into the lab? No, I'm going to produce it. It's going to be shot probably in 2 years or next year. So I don't sit and wait. If I can find money myself to produce it, I will. But if it gets accepted into one of the labs, then that gives me an easier time to actually raise money for it.
Mm-hmm. Great. Well, we are winding down now. We have one more question, but also I wanted to not forget, but I've already forgotten the name of the restaurant, but there is an Ethiopian restaurant in Boston, and I'm hoping Lisa or somebody will remember what it is. We talked about
Blue
it
Nile,
earlier.
Blue Nile,
Excuse me?
the Blue Nile.
Okay. Maybe that was it, because we were
Right.
trying to give resources and somebody mentioned an
Yeah,
Ethiopian restaurant. I said, oh yes, I will say it.
It's on our film local eats page. There's also one in Roxbury too.
Right.
Okay, great. And somebody asked, is this a full feature-length screenplay or a short film? And then that'll be our final question.
Yeah, it is a full feature-length screenplay, and it's I think it's about 97 pages. And it's gone through revisions, and I think I'll probably go back into it after the version that I sent is close to what I have now, because what I did with Maricel's character, I actually changed her to them instead of, so she can have the they them pronouns. So that's the latest update, because I felt like I wanted to present, we don't really, in terms of pronouns, we haven't gotten to a place where we're seeing more people who identify as they and them. So I thought, why not just change her pronouns to them and normalize it.
Mm-hmm. Great. And right before we end, so people can see, a lot of folks are putting restaurants in the chats. And as Lisa mentioned, if you go to the RoxFilm Fest page, there's a thing of local eats. And tonight is opening night, so I hope people will come. You can come in person, of course, with your tickets, to the opening night, which is Mahalia. And then tomorrow, we will have another Daily Reads at noon. The Daily Reads are weekdays, so it'll be tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, and then all kinds of events and forums and films, both at the MFA and Hibernian Hall, and some events at Black Market and Arts Emerson. So this is now through the 29th is things in person, and then it will be online. You can see a lot of the films online. That you can buy special tickets for that, and that'll go through July 2nd, I believe. So yay, we did it. We opened the festival. Everybody give themselves a hand. Woohoo! And
Great job, everyone.
Yep. See
you.
everyone
Thanks for
tonight
the-
at the opening film.
Yeah, thanks for reading and thanks for the invitation.
Thank you so much. Take care, everyone.